everybody, my name is Commander, and welcome back to another episode of Ark Survival Evolved. And oh my god, I'm floating. How am I floating? Well, I'm cheating. Yeah, I'm cheating. But I wanted to show you guys this today. Not this up here, that's just something else. This right here. Although this is another interesting thing we'll talk about a little later. But, anyway, super secret base, right? This is 2.0. Well, I don't know if it's 2.0 because Aberration has kind of made it, like, not a big thing to build to climb around and build on the side of cliffs, but this is a no platforms required build. What you'll see is there is a foundation here, and you can only do this with two things. You're going to need S plus, and you're going to need fence foundations. Those two things are absolutely required to do this build. All of it has to be S plus. I said S plus and fence foundations. No, you need S plus and no collision. If you have no, as you can see right here, this is obviously why. Things are colliding with the structure here. If you do not have no collision, you will not be able to build this. And I'm not talking about just this hatch frame here, which is also S plus. But your structures are gonna have to mesh into this. And if you have collision on, they will not be able to mesh into this stuff and you will not be able to build. So, if you don't have no collision on your server, either move servers or, well, you might as well just not watch the video because, well, it doesn't do you any good. So, you're going to want no collision and S plus structures. You're going to put in a single. This can only be done with a foundation. You cannot do this with a pillar. I've tried. And you cannot do this with any sort of platform. You can't, well, obviously, even on a platform, you have to connect foundations. I just know you can only do this off of a foundation. So here is your foundation right here. And what you're going to do is place a ceiling here, and then you're going to place one of these fence foundations. I will show you now. I'm going to walk right over here. I lost the video footage earlier, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to redo this for you. Now, I want to have you bear in mind there are no foundation supports anywhere. There are no pillars running up and down this. There's nothing above it. This base is literally floating on and hanging off that one structure. I really wish they put anchors in so I could hang the base to the top of that structure. That's what they need, is an anchor like that you can just anchor into the ceiling and all your supports are inside the base. I wouldn't care to have pillars running up through my base if I could just do it hanging, but you can see there's absolutely nothing here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that structure, we're going to take this and fearfully keep pulling these structures off because it scares the crap out of me to pull structures away like this. Alright, so we have nothing here. This guy right here is what is giving us our support right now. As you can see, I will build all the way out, and I think maybe one of these guys up there is still supporting us. But you're going to find right here, we can no longer build. There's absolutely nothing we can do. If we place a fence foundation right there, we can do that. Now, first thing I want to say is this is glitchy. Sometimes this does not work. I have had many occasions where it will not work, but this is how it's supposed to work. And now I could build one more ceiling out had I had another ceiling, and then repeat the process here. But, unfortunately, as you're going to see right here, everything over here is not perfect. Some are sideways. If you look right here, this is where the fence foundation started. I went 1, 2 out, place, or I think I may have even gone, and maybe no, 1, 2, place the fence foundation, 3, 4, or 1, 2 again if you want to go technical. Tried to place a fence foundation here, could not get it to work. I'd place it here, couldn't place the ceiling here. Well, how is there a ceiling here? I ended up rerouting all the way around, and I probably could have done it faster or with another fence foundation right up to the side, but I'm working in limited resources. So I did what I could and what made me happy at the time. So I worked around, kind of expanded out, kind of set up about my perimeter so I knew exactly how big I was building. Well, I built up to here. Then I built this way off of that because that supports just like a pillar would at this point. And then I went here, 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 and I kept doing this over and over until I got right here. Well, because that one was supporting this, I was able to put that there. Now, this guy is obviously, this would have no support had I done it from this angle. But for some reason, it's glitchy and won't do it here. But we'll do it when I do it there. I mean, it's saying there's no fence support, or no support. But yet there's support now when I do it from a different direction. So, what that basically means is it's so glitchy that you kind of have to play with it. And this is why it's really good to have S Plus in the demo gun, because you'll be able to adjust it. I think there is a 150 trilobite or something in the water. What if it's an otter? Might have to go tame it if it's an otter. But anyway, basically, it's glitchy, and it doesn't always work. And what that means is you end up resorting to kind of working around things as you try and get it perfect. Now, I could probably rip some of this floor out, not have to worry about it. I am a little scared to rip any of the floor out just because it is a sketchy kind of build, because if the S Plus guy updates anything, you could lose all this if he decides that he doesn't like this. I feel it's fair. I feel this is exactly what you should. Like I said, I feel like I should be able to anchor to the ceiling like I did on Ragnarok. Can't do that here. Ragnarok, the bridge is the only place you can really anchor. There are some other places, I think, and one guy sent me a link, and I really need to go check it out. But with a picture of what he did, I don't know exactly how he did it, because I couldn't really. I mean, it was hard to even see the base. But that base was particularly well hidden, and I'm assuming it was anchored in from the ceiling as well. But it's not often that you can anchor in from the ceiling. So what that means is you have to find some other way. That means this guy right here, which could be supported with additional foundations here and over there to support the corners, but the corners are only going to support so much. That means you're supporting with very little actual support here and around the area. Now, that support would definitely be a good idea on a PvP server. I don't suggest this base at all on a PvP server. This is more of a PvE kind of base. And the reason why I say that is because rock drakes can climb up all the time now. They can avoid being seen. All they got to do is find the structure, such as that foundation right there. Blow that foundation, and they can wipe out your entire building. I mean, if you were to take that down right now, my entire base should fall. Now, I'm not going to pull it because I'm pretty sure it will fall. But you're supposed to be able to just pull the one foundation, it would fall. There is a whole nother floating base build, and we'll look at it in a different video. But this is how you build a super secret floating base. I mean, you saw kind of what it looks like from that side. I'm going to come out here, give you a little more of an idea of what it's going to look like. But, and unfortunately, I was not able to do a complete build as the no collision doesn't really work on single player too well. What I mean by that is I don't know how to activate the no collision on single player, and I didn't want to cheat on the server because we're trying to play this fairly. But you can see, I mean, I've got a structure up in the air. It's right under the bridge. But again, this could be attacked by a rock drake. Somebody could climb right over and right in. It doesn't even matter if I were to have this hanging lower or if I were to remove the ceilings on the edge so they would fall right off, because they can climb anything. Rock drakes just about climb anything. So, and they can cloak, so just about nothing you could do to stop this at this point. This is just essentially how to build a floating base. Is it super secret? Kind of. I mean, if you didn't realize there's no platforms required, yeah. But that's really it. I mean, it's not necessarily safe or secure. It's just something fun to build. And it gets it off the ground so you can keep your dinos down there while you're up here. That's always a nice little touch here and there. So, that is Super Secret Base 2.0-ish. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know the original video was supposed to be long-winded, but the game crashed. It's just kind of a thing with me, isn't it? Every time there's always something wrong in my videos, and especially recently. But the game crashed. I lost a very much more long-winded video, but I think this was a little more direct and to the point, which is probably more what you want anyway. So I guess it was a good thing that it crashed, right? Well, you let me know in the comments. You like my long-winded ones where I get off on a tangent, which I did on that other one, or in like I'm doing right now, or do you like these quick ones where I just kind of show you how to do it? Do I need to do it like a two different types, the quick version and the short version and the long version? Quick and the short, I think that's the same. Unless they're different speed. I guess one could be smaller than the other. They both need to be quick, but one needs to be a little quicker. I don't know. So essentially, do I need to do that? You guys let me know in the comments. I hope you learned something from this video. But you guys take care, and I'll catch you next time.